Well, hello and welcome to the David Wilson Out and About YouTube channel. I have to speak up a bit because of the sound of the weir to my left, so I hope that's not interfering too much with my audio. Well, sun's out. Yes, I've had a bit of a drama this morning. What I actually have done, I've put in Allington Lock about 4.5 miles upstream of here, and I've paddled down to East Farleigh to now continue the East Farleigh to Allington Lock Medway Canoe Trails playlist, or to actually finish that off. Got 3/4 of the way down, lovely paddle, got extremely overcast and then absolutely hammered down a rain, so it was like getting everything back into the dry bags and getting myself covered up. So what I've done, I've just got out the water, and instead the sun's out now, I've been sort of cleaning off the kayak and cleaning off kit and having a good sort out. So what I'm going to do before I start this paddle and motorised journey back to Allington Lock is I'm going to sit down, have a cup of coffee, just chillax for 10 minutes and then just get the rest of my gear sorted out, get it all packed back on board, and then what I'll do, I'll bring you back when I'm on the water, when we get away from this noise. Oh, I've got some lovely Taylor's coffee here. Nice strong coffee, the bag type, which I've made up before I left, so it should still be hot. Because although it was pouring down the rain, it's not cold today. Oh, well, I'm hoping it brightens up a bit for our journey back up, or back downstream. But it seems as if the cloud is clearing now, so fingers crossed. Right, just before we set off downstream back to Allington Lock, I just thought I'd show you my setup for today. There's the AquaTec Pro. There's my swapped out seat, my Aquamarina high back with the foam cushion. I've got a 30-litre dry bag on the back, not too much in that, but I carried the fin on the way down in that. You can probably just about see the battery behind the seat there. Actually lowered into the deck, water bottle in the back of the seat. Obviously I've still got some kit on the side of the bank here, but I'll probably explain that better when I get back. So I've attached the fin now, and I've taken it underneath the bag onto the battery, and I've tested it out of water, so it's basically all ready to go. And yeah, so I've just finished this coffee up and then we'll get on our way. Well, there you go, not a bad little setup that, is it really? So for the moment I've propped, I haven't even attached it because I wanted that 10-litre bag between my legs. It's just not going to fit, so I need to get a 5-litre. It would fit perfectly if I didn't have my recording gear and my rig, but I do come out recording, so that dry bag will actually be cinched down behind the seat in the future, and obviously if the battery's not in there it'll be nice and low, probably more or less hidden. You can see if you look at the back deck there is absolutely tons of space on there. I mean, that's a 30-litre bag on there at the moment, so imagine what you can get. And you've got the same aft, you've got the same at the front, so there's bags of space to store stuff on the decks here. Well, that's it, I'm all dried out. I've had a few coffees, sun's blaring, so may as well start the journey back up to Allington Lock. I'm taking the kayak lee shot, it's rubbing up and down the paddle, which is just an annoying sound. So I'm going to have to swap that out. Just going to have a look back, make sure I haven't left nothing. No, tied it up after myself, and here we go. Well, the sun is blazing now, as you can see, so hopefully we've got a nice gentle paddle back. I will be using the E-fin for part of the trip, probably through Maidstone town, because I want to see how the AquaTec Pro tracks with the fin attached. And I'll tell you something, straight out the box, it's tracking just as well at the moment as it did with the its own fin on, so that is impressive. Well, we're leaving the noise behind us now of the weir, so should be able to hear me a lot better now. Yeah, that was an eventful paddle down from Allington Lock to East Farleigh. It was all going well, swimmingly well, excuse the pun. And then the heavens opened up. But if you see the video, you'll see it, and what I had to do to get out of the rain. Nice and peaceful now. We leave the noise behind. It's not an annoying noise, it's a nice noise. I was actually stopped there for about 50 minutes by the time I got the kayak out. I dried out the deck because the deck was all muddy. It's just me, it's the way I am. I've got cloths with me, so I cleaned all the deck up and it just managed to dry in the sun, so the kayak's looking as clean as when I came out this morning. And I just cleaned down my kit, really, just dried all my kit, got myself a bit dry, had a nice coffee, and that's it. Yeah, it's nice and quiet now, listen. Oh, other than the train. Okay, I think it's time to give the E-fin a little blast, make sure it's working alright. I did try it on dry land when I fitted it up, and I fitted it on, but let's give it a blast now. Here we go. Gonna get further out into the middle. That's it, and we're on our way. Oh, well, this is the life. It's really taking me to the left, so see if I can paddle to correct. Yes, I can. I couldn't do that in the Story Ranger. I'm actually correcting by paddling. There we go. That's nice, isn't it? What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go into sport mode and see how much faster it is, how much faster it feels. It's not a matter of problem steering, it's actually getting used to this new paddle. I'm using a different paddle for this craft, a 230 centimetre paddle, so I'm just getting used to using it as a paddle, let alone steering this. You can actually still steer by paddling just about. Going to be a bit shallow there. It's actually difficult though to actually steer it paddling. You really got to give it some. I'm going to go back into D because I much prefer the speed. I'm more in control at this speed. Well, it's a simple fact. The E-fin is much better on this craft than it is my Story Ranger. It was good. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously it's the first time out, the first craft I've tried it on, but with this the fin is much more responsive. I suppose obviously it's more paddleboard design, which is what the fin's designed for. 2-chambered, less drag, but it's absolutely lovely, and the response, yeah, it's just superb. Let's just turn it round. I did review the fin in the Ranger, and I said I would bring it out on my other craft. Obviously this is brand new out on the water, this AquaTec, but it takes no getting used to at all. I mean, it's getting to the point where a kayak's a kayak for me. It's just get in it and paddle, but I am really enjoying this craft. Really enjoying it. It's comfortable, amazingly stable. It glides through the water quite well. It's not, I said in the other video, but this is a different video, so I don't mind repeating myself. It's not as fast as my Blue Wave glider, the 3-chambered one. That's a lot slimmer and sleeker, and it really cuts through the water, but it's quite unstable. I've only been in once in the water, and that was launching, so getting in. So I'm not sort of saying it's mega unstable, but getting into this is like walking off of a jetty, onto a floating jetty. It's just easy, so easy. Right. The art to using the E-fin is actually to premeditate your turns, really. So not sort of just last minute. So you're sort of looking at your river, look at your bend, and then just give it a little touch. And the thing is, you don't slow it down too much by doing that, but it means you've got to be aware. You know, you can't just leave the engine on and be sort of turning your head 360 degrees. What if you could do that? Yeah, but you know what I mean. Oh. What I have decided to do, when I do start up, I'm assisting it to go. So what I'm doing, I'm paddling. I know it sounds silly, but I'm wondering if that saves a bit of juice, a bit of battery life, because obviously that is trying to move the whole thing. But if I get a few 3 or 4 strokes in, that assists it. It gets up to speed without the resistance of the water. Makes sense? Obviously nothing I'm going to test out, but something I want to start doing. And that's us ambling along in drive mode. Turn slightly. Obviously, even if you're gently feathering, you're going to lose speed. You've got to, but it's resistance against the water. But a bit of a tree down. This is a lovely section of river. It's when you get down to Maidstone, it gets much wider, the river, obviously quite noisy. There's not a lot of river traffic today. I mean, I'm surprised there isn't more school children on the river. It may be up the top end, but yeah, it's been very quiet, considering I've been on the river for about an hour and a half, probably about 2.5 hours in total. So I'm going to avoid this tree because of the skeg, but I'm trying to just basically learn how to steer with the fin on this craft. That's it. Nice little bit of assistance. There's a boat coming down. Let's just cut the engine for a minute. Go back to paddling. I'm just not confident enough to be going past it with the motor on. Kentish lady, we've seen her before on my videos. Hiya. Hello. Yeah, they're all waving. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go into sport mode. See what we get out of it. I think she's picked something up, the motor, so let's try reverse. I'm going to have to stop the craft first. She's picked up some weed. Let's stop, go into reverse. Try and clear out whatever's in it. Right, that should do it. Well, I've finally got out to do the last 4.5 miles of the Medway Canoe Trail, or officially it says 4.2 miles. So I think it was about probably a month ago. Time goes so quick with work and other things, but yeah, it was probably about a month ago where I said I would, within a couple of weeks, I'd get out and get this section filmed. So I've completely nailed the whole of the trail downstream from Tonbridge slip, and I got slightly sidetracked, putting it mildly. one thing or other got in the way. I mean, firstly work, the weather turned. I mean, it's been really windy, wet days, so when I have had an opportunity, the weather's taken it away from me. Plus, I purchased this kayak and the e-fin, so in between I've been sort of doing other bits, but it's nice to finally get out, get on a paddle, get this bit done, so it will give you, the viewer, and the whole trail, so that you can have a little look and sort of say what way you want to do it, upstream, downstream, but now you will have the whole trail. So as we approach Maidstone, I'll give you a little bit of info on the launching point at East Farleigh and at Allington Lock. Right, launching at East Farleigh. It is not that easy. You literally have to park at the, I think it's the train station, and you've got to walk at least 100 metres with all your clobber, all your kayak and all your gear, on a road that has no pavement, and then down a bank and along to the canoe platform. So it's people do it. I've never done it, but I know it's bloody awkward, so I've avoided it. Oh, some swans and a baby there. Not such a baby. I'm just being hit by the wash from another boat going past. Yes, Allington Lock. Now, Allington Lock is absolute diamond of a place to launch, or put in as I call it. You have a car park right next to the slipway, and you also have a canoe platform, or a low platform to launch canoe kayaks from. So it's absolutely brilliant. There's also toilets and shower facilities there. What you have to do to gain access to Allington Lock car park is when you arrive, there's a barrier. You have to phone the number on the barrier, which is the lock keeper, and the lock keeper will give you access. It's £5 to park, which is very, very reasonable. That's for all day. And you can also, for that, you'll get, if you're licensed, because you've got to show your license there, you get a code to use the toilets and the shower if you want. So absolutely superb value for money. On top of that, at Allington Lock, you can walk across the lock, and there's a stunning pub, the Malta Inn I think it's called, where you can get food and drink. There's also a little cafe there. I'm not sure about the opening times. Allington Lock, the lock keeper is available from 7 AM, and I was literally there at 7 AM this morning, so I gave him a ring to get in. So yeah, you can get out nice and early. I don't unfortunately know the actual time you've got to be out by, but it is a very, very, very good launch point indeed. Right, we're now approaching Maidstone town centre, and you'll just see on the right in a moment, you've got the Archbishop's Palace. There's the Archbishop's Palace on the right there. I'll pedal towards it before I turn. It's basically what it says it is. It was a stopping off place for the Archbishops of Canterbury on their journey to London and back. So obviously in those days it would take more like days, horse and cart. So they would often just stop off overnight and then carry on the journey to London or back to Canterbury the next day. A very, very lovely building, mainly used for weddings and functions now, but it's got some lovely grounds, and unless you're a river dweller, you're not going to get this beautiful view from the rear of it. Obviously you can walk the towpath, as some people are doing there, but you're too close to really get the Absolute scale of it and the grandeur. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my e-fin on and have a little motor through the town centre. You can hear all the sirens and the bibbing, and welcome to Maidstone town centre. Just gives me an opportunity just to do a bit of steering and to literally have a look around while we go along. Well, although it's dull and overcast, it's still quite a hot day. I think what I'll do, I think I'll motor through this bit till I get through to some prettier sights. Here we go. think I've cracked the steering with the paddle. This pedal is a different shape, blade, so it was less effective when I was feathering with the kayak blade the correct way around for paddling. So I've turned it round, and all I have to do now is just touch slightly and I turn. So there you go, worked it out eventually. Right, speed up a little bit, get away from all this noise. Probably a few more people out on the water ahead now, so what are we? Well, it's only 1 o'clock. It's still quite early. And the rain earlier I may have put quite a few people off. Quite blowy and choppy on the water, but the engine's motoring quite nicely. You can hear the chop on the front of the kayak as we're going along. I'll stick to the left, there's quite a few kayakers out, it's probably club kayakers. Just dig this deeper in, get a good turn. That's it. Does slow the motor down some, but at the end of the day you've got to be able to steer. There's quite a lot of rowing, canoeing clubs along this section. It can get very, very busy, especially at weekends. There's 3 on the trot there. Mind you, they look like 3 of them are in those challengers, Intex challengers, which you can pick up dirt cheap on Amazon. Going to turn down for a second as I go past. Lazy old man, I got an engine on it.
I think I've seen you last time doing it on your own, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, by the bridge, on the other side. Nice, bro.
There's a fair headwind now, so I've had to get my chin strap out to manage to keep my hat on. My hat's trying to blow off. All good. Cools me down nicely. Well, we're motoring along quite nicely here. So I don't know about the saying kayak in the Medway Canoe Trail. It is a kayak. I'm just tending to use my motor from time to time. So how has my trip been today? How has my trip out on the paddle been? It's been very enjoyable. I've managed to get a lot done really. Sort of like 3 videos in one, I suppose. I've got to do my maiden voyage, if you like, in the AquaTec Ottawa Pro. Set up the E-fin on it, and I've had a good run out, and I do like the way it performs on this kayak, even more so than the Ranger. And I've managed to complete the East Farleigh to Allington Lock section, or Downstream section of the Medway Canoe Trail. So all in all, yeah, I got rained on, but I got soaked even before I managed to get my poncho on, but hey ho, that happens. That's only the second time that's happened in a few years. You could say I got caught out, but I did have my rain poncho with me, so no harm done. I'm dry now, enjoying my paddle back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the camera around, face it towards the crafts up here as I approach Allington Lock, and hopefully I'll get back to you to say goodbye when we reach the slipway. Well, there we go, we got Allington Lock ahead. You can see the orange buoys where all the umbrellas are on the right hand side. That is the Malta Inn, which is a pub, restaurant and hotel. Beautiful boat on the right there, look. It's one of the old paddle boats, isn't it? Sail and paddle. Well, that's it, we're back at the slipway now. It's just to my left, so let's just do this final bit. It's quite strong current up here, although it's not tidal, but the tidal bit begins after this lock. I'm just coming in here now. Easy does it. I don't like running the craft up the slip if I can help it. I prefer getting out, pulling it along and then lifting it. That's it. Pull myself in. There we go. We've landed. Well, I'm just resting up for a moment, trying to get some feeling back in my legs after what is essentially 9 miles on the paddle, assisted by the E-fin, which was interesting. I really enjoyed that. It was very interesting. Great kayak, by the way, absolutely great. This AquaTec Ottawa Pro, absolute steal at the price. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to many more trips out in this. That's for sure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get packed up now. I take a walk around. Sun's blazing. It's 1:45, so I'm not sure whether to hit the road before rush hour or hang around here for a bit. I'll see how it goes. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to give it the thumbs up, and if you're a subscriber, as usual, thank you for subscribing and supporting me. If you're not a subscriber and you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing. It's the channel growing helps me and helps motivate me to get out and just make more of these videos. I know at the moment it's mainly kayaking. It's going to be because of my knee problems and my lower back problem, but obviously in the future I'm looking forward to getting out and doing some other things, you know, wild camping, hopefully get out doing a bit of hiking again. Excuse the noise in the background. So with that, I might as well say goodbye. Bye for now.